Welcome, everyone. I'm Anjali Dange, a nutritionist and founder of Starlight Wellness. Today, we are talking about a phase that is often overlooked once the baby arrives: your body, your recovery, and your nourishment. This workshop is a practical and culturally relevant guide to eating right during breastfeeding, especially for those balancing care, healing, and work. Let's begin. Now let's talk about the cultural traditions. I'm sure, when a baby is born in the home, the entire family comes together to celebrate it. So we have a lot of elders or the past generation at home giving you different kind of advice, and then your doctor's giving you a different kind of advice, and then your nutritionist is talking about different things. So I know it can be a little overwhelming and confusing. But let me, talk about a few common ones that you would find. So let's look at the ones that are worth keeping. One, as I was talking about the goond laddu or panjeri ki laddu or haldi milk, ajwain parathas. These are things that you can have. So ajwain is good for you. Cooking in sesame oil is good for you. The goond, the guar gum or goond that is used in your laddus, and like I said, it's a galactococ, so it can help in the milk production. Definitely a yes to the soups, yes to the thin dals, kanji or light khichdi. All of these things are absolutely fine. Adding a spoon of ghee to it is also good. It can help you. And using different oils for the seasoning, like the cold press oils, like what we've spoken about, is also is good. So these are few things that you can keep. So what are the ones that maybe you'll have to just tune it according to your needs and customize it according to what you need? So one is, a lot of the older generation says avoid fruits, avoid curd. You can get a cold, you can get a cough. So, what I would suggest is have curd because it's good, it's fermented food, and it will help you for your digestion. But try and have curd that is kept outside at room temperature, or even if it was in the fridge, keep it out, bring it down to room temperature, and then have it. Or even before it is kept in the fridge, if you're making fresh curd at home, generally, it's kept outside for fermentation, and only after a few hours it's kept in the fridge. So before it's kept in the fridge, you can take out a little for yourself so that you don't have to worry about catching a cold or a fever or a cough. Avoiding fruits. I understand, all of us have a lot of fear about the pesticides that are being used for it, and what if it goes into the breast milk for your child. So in such cases, what I usually suggest is whatever fruit you're having, if you can remove the skin and have it, like apple, you wash the apple well, you remove the skin and you have the pulp. Banana, anyway, we remove the skin and we have it. So better is to just remove the skin and have the fruit. So whether it's melon or oranges, all of this, we always ensure that we remove even the white part of the oranges, the thin white, covering that it has. So that way you can reduce the amount of exposure to the pesticides. Then you have the hot and cold food. So, usually they would suggest have only hot foods and avoid cold foods. So here again, I think balance is very, very important. Cooling foods like coconut or coconut water or cucumber, they do help in some extent. So again here, caution to just make sure you don't take something directly out of the fridge and you have it. Always keep it to room temperature and you take it. So it's okay to add, few slices of cucumber or a little bit of coconut, and then you observe, like, like we just said in the previous slide, whatever you're adding, keep observing and seeing if your child is reacting in a certain way, or are you feeling any changes in your body? Do you feel like when you eat a cucumber, you're getting getting a body pain, or you feel like you're getting into a fever? So these kind of things you can observe and then avoid the food if it is causing a problem for you. But otherwise, I don't think you should take it as a hard and fast food. Yes, so we spoke about the hydration. There are a lot of, the older generation does think that you have to restrict the amount of water that you're drinking. So if you're being restricted on the amount of water, there are other liquids which we spoke about now, which can make up for the liquid intake that you require. But I think sipping through the day helps. Rather than having big gulps of water at one go, staying hydrated throughout the day will help you. It will help for milk production. So, yeah, I think sipping through the day is something that you should look into. So, let's now understand a sample meal plan, whether it's vegetarian or non vegetarian, including some Indian foods in them so that it gets easier for you to manage at home. So, say if you want to plan a breakfast, ideally you could do even the Indian breakfast like idli or dosa, or you could do pongal. You could even try ragi porridge with some almonds or boiled eggs, some roti and ghee along with it. Um, in the mid morning, maybe you could have like a buttermilk or coconut water, like I said, not straight from the fridge. Or if it's fresh, then you just let it cool down to room temperature and then you take it. And then lunch, you could have like rice, dal, ghee, some vegetable that's cooked, something that's easier for your stomach to digest. Watery vegetables are the best, like rich gourd, bottle gourd, beans. Try and keep cauliflower, cabbage a little lesser because they can cause not just gas for you, but for the baby as well. So anything that causes gas, it's better that you stay away from it for the first few months. And then as the baby starts oral feeds, then you can slowly introduce these things in your diet. So stick to watery vegetables that are easily digestible. You could even have as you progress in this phase, you could have chicken, made like a stew or made like a curry, but with very less spice and not too much oil. And yes, greens are very important. So either you add it into your dal or you have like a full katori. So this is the phase where you have to focus on your vegetable intake. As Indians, we are so used to just having a small amount of vegetable and more amount of rice. So the concept here during this phase, when you're breastfeeding, you need a good amount of fiber, you need a good amount of the micronutrients. So eating a big bowl of vegetable is a must, seasoned with a little bit of sesame oil and a little garlic in it as well. So that will help you throughout, for your energy, for the micronutrients and for milk production. Snack can be like what we were talking about, the laddus, the dry fruits, roasted chana, and maybe, having like bread is also something that's good for milk production. So you can have like a single slice or two slices or a sandwich made with, a tomato slices inside with a little bit of green chutney. So a chutney sandwich. Things like this can be included as your snack in the evening. On whatever was cooked for breakfast, one portion that can be had at the evening snack is to avoid too much of cooking. So if there is a dosa batter or an idli, you could have that in the evening as well. And then moving on to dinner, here you could repeat rice if you want to, but chapati is a good idea. If you're used to millets, you could use it, but if you're not, please don't introduce anything new right now because millets in the night may cause a little bit of bloating for you. But if you're used to it, yes, please make sure that you're not eating dinner too late. Give your body enough time to metabolize, whatever it is that you're eating before you go to bed. So eat a little early, and throughout this phase, maintain your meal timings as far as possible every day. That will help in reducing any gastric issues, and so that you don't have any discomfort because you have so much to take care of. So it's better that if you want to remain in good health and good energy, eat on time as far as possible. Take help from your family to take care of the baby during your meal time so that you can eat, and enjoy your meal and allow the nutrients to produce a good amount of energy in your body. Of course, curd, soup, all these things can be included as part of your meal. So let's talk about returning to work. So are there smart strategies that you can follow? So let's see. We have some that we would like to share with you, and I'm hoping something out of this will help you and help you reorganize yourself with this new phase of life. So one is batch cooking. When we say batch cooking, you can pre-prep. Okay, so or if you don't have help at home for cooking, you can pre-prep. If you have help at home, then I would suggest eat fresh food. So usually over the weekends, maybe you can plan the whole week's menu as to what you should be eating, what you need to keep ready for your baby and the rest of the family. So if you prep ahead in terms of what you're going to make, your ingredients will be, you can order your grocery list accordingly. Your ingredients will always be at home. So it's easier for you to manage what to cook. Okay. You can ask I think, most of the, your parents or the older generation, they know how to make these easy khichdi mixes. Even once your baby starts eating solid food, there are simple mixes that they make homemade itself, which you can just mix a little bit of water or cook it in a little bit of water and immediately feed your child. So even if it is for yourself, keeping, certain food that you can cut it and keep it in the fridge, or you can keep certain pre-mixes ready, like your roti ka atta and things like that. For every 3 days, you can make it in a batch and you can keep it ready. Roast dry fruits and make laddus or snack bars. Yeah, this will be helpful for you in between meals, because once work begins, maybe maintaining timings will not be as efficient as what you're doing now before you go to work, right? So if you know that a meal is getting delayed, and especially when you're breastfeeding, you tend to feel hungry right on dot when it's your meal time. And in case because of a meeting, your meal time is getting delayed, then these snack bars or these laddus will really help you in between, or the dry fruits will help you to keep your appetite, to reduce your appetite a bit during that time and satisfy your hunger. Looking at workplace friendly meals, something that's easy for you to carry, easy for you to eat, like soft parathas, like made into rolls. You can put your vegetables, whatever has been made for the day, into the chapati and make it like a roll. So it's easy for you to eat, having a spoon of ghee on it. Pickles, yes, sometimes if you really feel like having, that taste on your tongue, but try and keep it to the minimum. One dish meals like dal rice and vegetables like khichdi, or like a vegetable pulao, vegetable fried rice, made with less oil and less spices. Adding a little bit of protein in them, so you can have like paneer added to it, or you can have, boiled egg or scrambled egg added into your fried rice. So things like this that can all become like, you have your protein, you have your carb, and you have your micronutrients in it. Okay. Overnight oats is also a good option if you're used to that amount of fiber. It's good for your gut. It's good for, since it's a fermented food, it's good for you, good for digestion as well. And adding a little bit of fruit along with it is also a good option, or adding your nuts if you know that throughout the day you're not able to eat nuts, then adding it to your overnight oats is a good idea. Breastfeeding support while working. You set reminders for pumping your milk. You drink a glass of water before and after. Again, please do not forget about hydration when you're sitting at work, because we are all sitting in AC environments. We don't realize how thirsty we are. So it's very important for you to keep reminders. You have so many apps today that can help you to remember to eat, to drink water, and keep high protein snacks at your desks, like the laddus that we were talking about, or a protein bar that is homemade, preferably. These are some of the options that you can have, or lightly roasted peanuts mixed with other dry fruits, or like a trail mix. These are all things that you can keep at your desk.